So today I'd like to teach you a mantra for healing light, the golden healing light. And I've taught a few light mantras on this channel. One is Om Arkaya Namaha, which is for removing afflictions. And the other one is Om Hram Hrim Hraum Sa Suryaya Namaha, which is the sun mantra, which helps with healing powers and magnetism, friendship, community, fame, everything to do with radiance. That's what the sun mantras help with. It also helps a lot with third chakra. And third chakra has a lot to do with healing and the Parashakti. And the Parashakti has to do with heat and light. So if somebody has radiation type powers of healing, like they can radiate healing light from their hands, that would be the chakra that they are working with, is the heat and light chakra, the third chakra there, which is our power chakra also too. And it's called the Manipura chakra. So this mantra has to do with the golden light. So I guess it would be a particular vibration of this sunlight. And there are stories about the golden egg of creation and so forth, and I'm not an expert in all that, but the fact remains that when I first started chanting this mantra, I did have an experience which was very interesting. I had an experience like I was incubated in an egg. It was the funniest thing. I just felt like this egg was surrounding me. And I had no idea about the whole story of the golden egg of creation. I just started chanting the mantra because I heard it was good for healing. So this egg does exist inside you, and it does exist in your energetic aura. And this mantra assists you with accessing that and the healing power therein. Okay? So this mantra goes like this. It goes, Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Now, I'm hoping that this will also heat me up because it is so cold outside today. So we'll see how it goes here. But yeah, let's chant it for 108 times. And I'm going to radiate this to you at the same time as I am chanting it. So feel free to listen to this over and over again and until you get it. And don't get too stressed out about exact pronunciation. Now, there are a lot of people out there that say, oh, it must be said this way, it must be said that way. And yes, you want to try your best to say the mantra as accurately as you can. But ultimately, sound almost has its own wisdom. There's its own wisdom. The universe has its own wisdom. So trust in that as well. So I get a lot of messages from people. They're so nervous about, should I do it this way, that way? What if I say it at the wrong time? What if the moon is not, full? What if the stars aren't in perfect alignment? Will this still work? And I'm going to tell you, yes, it will. Yes, it will. So don't stress yourself out about the details too much, okay? Just let your left brain go and access that right brain and allow yourself to move through it. And the reason why my voice is shuddering a little bit is because it is cold out here, so I'm shivering a little bit. So here we go. Om Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. 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 Om Hiranyagarbhaya 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 Namaha. Great. So that was 108, or maybe one or two more. Like I always say, I always do a couple extra ones just to make sure you get the 108 in. And yeah, so may this serve you in the highest way, and don't be surprised if some healing does happen, especially physically speaking. It's really about integrating this healing golden light in your body. You know, the sun has a powerful healing energy, but a lot of us are incapable of using it properly to really facilitate the healing. So when we start to clear away the blockages in our energetic system, we're actually able to use that light in more and more productive ways. And there are rumors of some yogis that can just feed off the light of the sun. They could just use the sunlight, and then they produce their own food, the immortal nectar, the amrit inside. So there are progressive levels of this. So ultimately, the more you can use the sunlight to your advantage, and the light that is inside you, the spiritual light, the healthier you will be. So thanks for listening, and see you soon.